You are now listening to Nexxlegacy Radio, a radio station for the people.
Want to make sure that we take a hello out there that is listening to Nexxlegacy Radio's Branded After Dark. I am Branded here tonight. Again, a lot of love and support for all the people throughout the 6 years that I've been on, hanging out and just being able to have fun with you guys and girls out there. And I have a wonderful guest that I will introduce her. And before I do that, actually, I do have a co-host. Her name is Erin, and she should be actually calling in a split second. But I want to welcome the beautiful, the talented Kate Lindor on to Branded After Dark. Kate, how you doing, sweetheart?
Oh, thanks, Charles. That's so sweet of you. I'm great. How about you?
I'm doing wonderful. I am honored and privileged to be able to have you hang out with us. And to me, before, and I'm waiting for my co-host to actually chime in as well, and being fans of yours for a long time, it is more than a privilege to be able to have you on, not just being on Young and the Restless, and we're going to talk about that, of course, and you know, just the staying power that you do have being in the entertainment business. But I know you're doing a lot of good things as far as for the March of Dimes that I really want to talk about as well. And you're doing something in December, so let's start with that. Let's go ahead and start with that. Let's talk about March of Dimes Canada and what you're doing for the wonderful people out there and for a good cause.
Well, this is actually our second annual tea for the March of Dimes. It's Kate Lindor and Friends. It's Opportunity Teas, and we bring up Young and the Restless people. And it's a fabulous day. It's at the Royal York. It's going to be on December 8th. And Leslie Roberts, who I know you know, also anchor over there, and he's amazing. He's going to be helping us out too. And we've got Christian LeBlanc, who plays Michael on our show.
Right.
Also, he's great at this. He co-hosts with me. And then we have Jess Walton, who plays Jill. And even though she's mean to me on the show, she's great. She's really a great person. And we have Marco Dabler, who he has been playing Carmine, and even though he also plays a bad guy, he's really a good guy in his life. And then we have Patty Denny and George Guzman are the head. Patty Denny is the head of the hair and makeup team, and George Guzman is the head of the hair team, and they are both Emmy winners, and they are also part of this, and they auction off a makeover, which is really great. So it's going to be a good time. Really.
Very good. And you said it's in it's going on December 8th, correct?
December 8th. Yes, December 8th.
And when you were approached for this opportunity, and it's in Toronto for those that's out there listening, and you can actually get more information. It's going on, like Kate said, it's Saturday, December 8th, and there's a media reception at 1 p.m. for tea. There's a whole lot of different things, and it's at the Fairmont Royal York at 100 Front Street West in Toronto, Ontario. And there's a website that's actually attached to it as well, and you can actually go check it out at www.marchofdimes.ca/T, so you can actually be able to get all the information. And there's also a 800 number you can call, which is 800-263-3463. And when you were introduced to this cause, just tell the listeners out there just exactly just your motivation for it as well, to spread and, spread information and to help, the people at March of Dimes also.
Well, the March of Dimes, they're really amazing because they help everyone, and it doesn't matter whether you're rich or poor, whoever you are, they're there to help. And I've seen their programs, and they have the connective program going on. And these young kids, these little kids, too, that I mean, in normal circumstances, would not be able to walk, would not be able to do anything, and they would not become productive members of society. And with the March of Dimes and with their programs, I've watched this happen. These kids are interacting, they're learning how to walk and move, and they're going to be active members and of society, and I think that's terrific. I think that's really terrific.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. And, especially with the holidays and, this time of year is always a good time of year for me personally because I see a lot of giving, of time. And, it's a little deeper than just, exchanging gifts and doing a lot of different things. I love to see the fact that there's so many people out there volunteering, doing a lot of different stuff to just help one another. And this year always is personal for me, not just because it's my birthday, and actually it'll be my birthday
it's
next
your birthday?
week. Yeah, it's
happy birthday.
It's just the fact that it's so many people out there helping each other and just doing it because they care. And I'm glad that you are spearheading and you're helping out and just doing so much. And it's that time of year. You always get a little sentimental, right?
Well, I feel it's really important to give back. And if everybody just gave back a little bit, just think how great this world would be. Just think how great everybody, there wouldn't be so many problems, and people, it would be fabulous. So I feel I'm just so fortunate because I get to do what I love to do every day. I love being on The Young and the Restless. I love acting and love bringing Esther to life. And so it's so great for me to be able to give back. And the show, I mean, besides just being the number one show, it's just icing on the cake for me. But being on the show has offered me the opportunity to be able to give back. And so I'm so grateful to them for that.
Amazing. I mean, and I just love the simple fact that it's just a good thing to just be able to see. And my question to you is do you see all the stuff that goes on at this time of year, because it's definitely a special time of year. And my question to you is, we would love to see this kind of stuff go on 24 hours, 7 days a week, right?
Oh yeah, well that would be really great. But you see, with an event like this, people can come there and have a great time and help at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a win-win situation for everyone. So I think it's fabulous. March of Dimes people are terrific. They're so on board with this, and it's going to be a great event. This is our second one. Our first one was sold out.
Mm-hmm.
There were so many people that couldn't get in, and I think they've actually added more. I think we have a larger room this time so we can accommodate more people.
Very good.
And because there were so many people that were disappointed. And, I mean, Young and the Restless is just a fabulous show, and I know it's very popular in Canada.
Right.
Popular everywhere.
Right.
It's the number one show. But I know a lot of people there in Toronto enjoy the show, and so it's great because they can come and they can enjoy, the event and give back at the same time. And it's the holiday, so then there's lots of great auction items available.
Okay.
So people might be able to find gifts there. In fact, there's one major item that we offer, and it's a tour to the set of The Young and the Restless. And
wow.
That's huge because this package also includes airfare and hotel for two, and you can't get on the set. It's a closed set.
Right.
So unless you do something like this, you won't be able to come and see it. And I take everyone around personally, and we have a great time. And so that's a huge item that we auction off.
That's amazing.
And the money goes to March of Dimes. So,
and Kate, it makes me want to fly out to, just to be a part of it, just so I can auction. And, wow. I mean, I would give.
Think you should.
I think I should go. I think I should.
I think you definitely should go. And especially because, okay, so are you a Scorpio?
No, I'm a Sagittarius.
Oh, Sagittarius. Okay. Because it was just my birthday a couple of weeks ago.
Well, happy belated birthday,
a few days
of course.
Ago, actually.
Of course.
Scorpio, so we're both birthday people here in November.
Happy belated birthday. And it, to me, especially being a young and a restless fan like myself, and it's been in my household for years and years, and it just feels like I've known you from watching you not just on TV, but following your career and being inspired. So you know what? I would love to. So all the people out there listening from different parts of the states and in Canada and overseas, hey, you know what? If you get a chance to hang out with Kate Lindor of Young and the Restless and auction, that right there is, and for a good cause. You got to make sure you mention the good cause. It's important, and people can go check out something that's really, really important. It's the second annual Opportunities High Tea in Toronto, Ontario. It's December 8th, and it's for the March of Dimes of Canada. You can go ahead and get all the information you can, from general admission to all the things. Go to marchofdimes.ca/T and just get all the different things that's going on. Definitely commend you for that as well. And I have to go through from talking to you. It seems like it's been so long. I have to ask you about just you being an actress, and you being a very good actress, being on a show like Young and the Restless for so many episodes, and for, it spanned since '82, right?
Right. I recently had my 31st anniversary, and the show is celebrating their 40th year. So it's just amazing. I can't believe it, because when I started, it was only supposed to be for one day.
Mm-hmm.
And here I am. I'm hanging in here. So it's great. I'm so proud of our show, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it. I really am.
You see how that works when they say, hey, you know what, you're just going to go ahead and be a part of this conversation or be a part of this show for one episode, and they see how you are, and you basically stuck. And what was it during that first time that you were a part of the show for them to come to you and tell you that, hey, you know what, Kate, we love what you do and we want you to stick around? How was that experience from when you first started?
I don't know, because it was only supposed to be for one day.
Right.
And in my first line, it had to be true acting, because my first line was a line that my family never hears, and that was, dinner is served. So see, it was incredible acting, because nobody ever heard me say that around here.
Right.
So anyway, and I don't know. I guess they liked it, and then they asked me back, and then we just kept going forward. And in the beginning, I didn't have a name, and then Jean Cooper, who played my boss, Mrs. Chancellor, we recently lost her. It's been very sad, very sad for me. Anyway, she started calling me Esther, and when we went to tape, and I responded, fortunately, and then other people started calling me that, and then the writers started writing it, and then a while later we had a contest for the last name, and so and Bill Bell, who is the creator and of our show, the owner of our show, and he also has since passed away, but he picked several names from the people that entered, and he said, okay, you get to pick which ones do you want of these that I've picked, and one was Diamond, Esther Diamond, one was Valentine, Esther Valentine one, there was another one that somebody's like, can't remember what that one was, but so I picked Valentine because I thought it went with the character, and also I was married on Valentine's Day, so I thought that was good luck.
Okay.
And it certainly was. It was good luck. So there you go.
Very
31
good.
years later, here I am. I'm still here, and I'm talking to you and being able to give back. So how great.
And Kate and Kate Lindor is our guest on Branded After Dark, and it's amazing because of the staying power that you do have. I mean, it takes more than just you making it past the first week or the first month or the first year. for someone to still be relevant as far as roles or, just the relevancy of a show like Young and the Restless. So when you look at your career at a glance and you kind of see it for what it's worth and you see that you have tons of fans and admirers and people that's inspired by you because of what you have accomplished, how does that make you feel? Do you sometimes have an out-of-body experience and just be like, wow, I just can't believe what has happened throughout these years of being on YNR?
I really, you're absolutely right, Charles, because I can't believe it. I have to pinch myself. So many incredible things have happened, so many amazing opportunities, and like being the ambassador for the conductive education program for March of Dimes, that would not have happened if I hadn't been part of Young and the Restless, and so I'm able to help with that. I was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame
Absolutely.
a few years ago, and that was, I still cannot believe that's there. I have to go there periodically, make sure it still is there. It's not. And so it's just been so many things. I've been able to do USO tours. I've been to Afghanistan and Pakistan, all the stands, Guantanamo Bay. I've been to Korea. I've just been able to do so many different things and help so many people. It just is really kind of overwhelming. I can't believe that I'm able to do all this and that I'm lucky enough to be able to do all of it. I'm also celebrity spokesperson for the ALS Association.
Mm-hmm.
That's Lou Gehrig's disease, and there's just so many things that you see, for me, if by just doing, if I'm able to help even one person, then how can I not do that?
Right.
It's just like I'll never forget one day this woman sent me this letter, and she said that her sister was really, really ill, and if I could send a picture to her, that would be really great. And by the time I got the letter, I thought, oh no, it's never going to get there in time. So I looked her up and information. I found the woman and I called her and I said, this is Esther from Young and the Restless, because I didn't think she would know who Kate Esther was. And she said, oh my goodness. And we talked for a while. I told her because it was her birthday, and I said happy birthday. And she told me how sick she was, and I said, I know, but so anyway, we talked. Then I received another letter from her sister, and she said after that, she just got so much better, and the doctors couldn't believe it, and this went on for a while. I was in touch with the family for years. She unfortunately did pass away later, but I was in touch with the family for years, and saw her children grow up and go to school, and all kinds of things, and just if I could make this woman feel good for just even 5 seconds, how can I not do that?
Well,
it's just, I have to.
And to me, I think as fans of who you are and what you've accomplished, of course, I mean, sometimes I always feel like us as fans take your craft and what you do and who you are for granted sometimes, because, we're pulling you in different directions on occasion. So, sometimes I feel like that, but also what I feel like as fans that we need to do is show our appreciation more. And not just media folks, but a lot of us should be able to honor and respect what you do, because it is a craft. It's something that you've worked hard on, and it's something that it's a legacy that you're continuing to build and create. So, I think a lot of us should show our appreciation more. And I think my co-host, Erin, who is finally here online, I know she had some phone issues. I know seemed like she's been waiting. I think she's probably as big of Young and the Restless fan as I am. So I finally have this young lady on.
I'm bigger.
You're bigger.
I'm
great.
huge, humongous. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so glad to be here with both of you.
I'm still pinching myself. I'm still pinching myself that I'm actually talking to you. Oh my goodness.
That's so sweet. You made my day.
Thank you for calling in.
Absolutely.
I was wondering, Go on. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm late to the game, but I was wondering, are you still an active flight attendant?
Yes, I am.
Oh my
for
goodness!
United.
Okay.
I know,
Okay.
it's kind of
I
crazy.
have to know. Exactly. I have to know. I mean, I think that I would pass out and die if I got on a plane and you were the flight attendant. I mean, I'd probably, Velcro myself to your side and tell you to take me to Genoa City. Like, how do you not get mauled?
Well, it's interesting because a lot of people know, but there's a lot of people that don't know, and then they'll look at me and, like, for instance, one day this couple got on the airplane and the woman says, "Oh my God, it's Esther," and the husband pulled me aside and he said, "I'll pay you $50 if you say it isn't you." I said, "What?" And he said, "I bet her $100 that there was no way that it would be you. That there's no way that you would be here." And I said, "Well, you're only paying me $50, so I'm telling." So anyway, but and then actually just the other day, there was this one of the other flight attendants said to me, "Oh my gosh, you've got to come back here and see this woman because she's freaking out because she realized that she said it was you." I went up to her and we started talking and she said, "Oh my God," she said. I said to her, "Did you know that I did this?" She said, "No." I said, "Well then, how in the world would you think that it was me?" She said, "I don't know. I was sitting here waiting. Everyone was boarding. I was just sitting here, and I looked at you and I went, 'Oh my God, it's Esther.'" And so I called my sister. She said on the phone and said, "Do you know that Esther is a flight attendant?" And my sister said, "Yeah, she is for United." And she said, "So then I knew it was you." So then she just was freaking out. It was great. Everybody is just so nice and one day I was walking up and down the aisle and this woman was looking at this magazine, one of the soap magazines, and she was looking at me as I walked by, and she would look at the magazine, she'd look at me. She didn't say anything. She never said anything. So finally, I walked by and I said, "Oh, can I see that? That's a new magazine. I hadn't seen that yet." And so then she realized that it was me. We just had so many incredible experiences on the airplane, and
that must be
actually
so
I found
fun
out
for
that I
you.
was receiving a star on the plane. So it's just been amazing. It's good.
Wow.
And
happy
another
belated
thing is
birthday as well.
Oh, thanks, Aaron. Thanks. But you can't forget who you are. When one day you are like working on, one day I'm working on the set, next, night I get to talk to you guys, and the day after that I'm serving coffee at 35,000 feet.
Hey, there
puts it all in perspective, So.
Very true. Very true. Kate
even
Linder is
though
our guest on Branded After Dark. She also has a website. Make sure you check out her website, which is katelinder.com. Also, and she is the host of the second annual Opportunities High Tea in Toronto, Ontario, December 8th. Make sure you get your tickets. Make sure you get all the information by going to marchofdimes.ca/T. And it's a very, very good cause. And Aaron,
there's also a link on my website to it. So katelinder.com, you go on there and you can find the link to that. You can access my Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff.
Perfect. And also, Aaron, you weren't on when Kate told us about there is an actual what is it, Kate? They're auctioning off an exclusive opportunity to tour the Y&R set. And you know how they close the sets down, right? It's an auction going on that day. So, you might need to go to...
Yeah, I mean, this package is great because it's for two people. It includes airfare and hotel. So, and a tour of Genoa City with me, with yours truly. And you cannot get on the set. It's a closed set. So this is a great opportunity. and opportunity. That was and a great way to give back too. So it's good.
Beautiful, beautiful. Aaron, I know you have couple more questions with Kate. I'll let you go ahead and have the floor because I'm just letting you know I can talk to Kate all night, but you know I'll share.
Guys, anyway, where are
Get
you guys?
in line.
Where are you?
Kate, I'm in California, and Aaron is in
you
Florida.
Are?
Yes, I am.
Didn't know that.
Yes, I am.
You're in California, and where are you, Aaron?
She's
Miami.
in Florida. She's in Miami, Florida.
Oh, Miami. Wow. How great. I don't know why I thought you were in Canada, see?
Oh, no, we're
like to
worldwide, dear. Worldwide.
Oh, good.
You know,
you
I'd
are,
like
you
to
are
be because
everywhere.
I know
so
that. Yeah,
Go ahead,
I'd
Aaron.
like to be because I know that people in Canada get to see. We're like a day behind here. Like everybody has already seen tomorrow's episode today. No?
Right. See, we're not a day behind. We're the right time. They're a day ahead. So it's not that we're behind. It's that they're ahead. I don't know how that happens.
Well, I want to be ahead.
They see it twice. I think some of them see it. They see the day ahead show, and then they see the day show. I don't know how they get to, but it's amazing to me.
Well, I would love to be a Canadian then, because I wouldn't have any problem with that. One of my questions is how as far as how is everyone dealing with Billy Miller leaving?
Well, we just found out, and we're very sad. I love Billy. He played my son-in-law, kind of my son-in-law. He was married to my daughter on the show, Chloe. Billy is an incredibly talented man, and he's a great actor. I know he's going to do well whatever he does. David Tom is coming back to play the role, and so that's great because he's the one that created Billy, the character, and so it's going to be good too. It's always sad to see people leave. I'm terrible at that because I don't like change. As you can tell, because here I am. I don't like change, and I like things to stay the same, only get better. So for me, it's very difficult. I don't like saying goodbye to anyone, and it's sad for me and sad for a lot of people. But I know he's going to do extremely well.
It's the way of soaps in general, right? I mean, throughout your career, you've kind of seen a revolving door and recasts and different things of that nature, and and I can understand that as far as change goes. It's hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? That's kind of what they say.
Well, the thing about Young and the Restless, one of the things that makes it so great and the #1 show is that we really don't have a revolving door.
Right.
Pretty much, when you tune in, you're going to see the characters that you've seen all these years. You're going to see the same people, and that's one of the reasons, one of the things that goes in, among many, that goes into making our show so great in the #1 show. But every once in a while, things don't work out for a certain reason, and people change and move around and go on to other things. And so, unfortunately, see, for me, it's, the show is the star. I mean, The Young and the Restless is the star, and no one, I don't think that anybody's actually the star. It's everyone.
Absolutely.
Goes into it to make our show what it is, and and that includes, the crew. I mean, the directors, the writers, the producers, the office staff, the hair and makeup people, the cameramen that are on their feet, all those. I mean, it's such hard work, and so many people are there day in and day out, hour after hour, and they don't leave till the show is finished that day, and they go into making the show the #1 show. So it's not really just one person.
Right.
It's everyone.
Right. It's a lot of history that goes along with it. I mean, and I know you said as far as the changes, very few changes that does take place on YNR, which is more than possible the reason why that will always stay number one as far as the show, in my opinion. But one thing about Young and the Restless that always used to get me when I was growing up, watching you guys, was the fact that, let's just take, let's just say that some of the kids that do grow up super fast, they're 11, 12 years old, and then before you know it, they're adults. That always gets to me.
I know that part's kind of hard sometimes.
Yeah. Let
me tune in and they've grown up.
Exactly. Let me ask you this, Kate. Kate Linder's our guest on Branded After Dark, and I know you've seen over the course of the last couple of years a few soap operas kind of say goodbye, especially, ABC's All My Children and One Life to Live. And, we've seen their resurrection briefly. Are they gone for good? I'm not really sure. I know there's a lot of different things going on with both soaps. And my question to you is, you've seen you're part of a legacy that's been going on for a long, long time. So was All My Children at one point. So was One Life to Live at one point. And you can kind of go on, Days of Our Lives, yada, yada, yada. My question to you is, you see the evolution of these soaps, and you kind of see it kind of go by the wayside according to, one network. And what was your opinion when you heard about just the end of a long-term soap like an All My Children and a One Life to Live?
Well, I mean, I think it's very sad. It's sad for the whole genre. And I don't think, you see, when people say, well, soaps are on their way out, it's definitely not true.
I agree.
I mean, soaps are having a resurgence, if anything.
Yep.
And my whole thing is that it's really up to the viewers to be vocal about what they want.
Right.
If they want their shows to stay on, they need to be vocal about it and say, you're not taking my show off the air.
Mm-hmm.
And that's happened, too, with One Life to Live and All My Children. They've come back, and, and they're trying to do, there are a lot of them that have come back as web series. They're trying different things. But as far as I'm concerned, for me, the whole thing is survival, and it all comes around.
Right.
It will eventually come around. So you have to, the whole point is that when it comes around, you have to be there. So for me, it's just to stay there. You stay there, and so you've survived, and when it comes around, you're still there. But Young and the Restless is not going anywhere. Young and the Restless is the number one show.
Mm-hmm.
It's been number one for 28 years without missing 1 week.
Right.
It's been on for, over 40 years now. We're not going anywhere. And I think it's definitely a viable medium, a viable genre. And people love that. They love to tune in. I mean, look at the soaps that are, like Revenge. That's a soap.
Mm-hmm.
Nashville. That's a soap, your nighttime shows.
That's right.
Those are soaps. They're just not on during the day. And now people are able to watch these shows whenever they want also.
Right.
See, I don't think they have a correct, they really don't know what the correct numbers are. Because you can stream these, you can watch them, you can tape them, see them later, you can go online and see them. So how in the world do they really know how many people are watching their show?
That is a very good question, and I've always wanted to know that question because I've always seen, rating shares, and now it's a little bit different now because people are, if they're watching it live, you get that portion, plus you get people that DVRs it, plus you get, like you said, they're streaming it from whatever function or network that's going on, and that's a very, very curious question that you raised. So maybe I need to start digging and trying to get some information. So I'll be your reporter and report back to you in a couple of days, and I'll let you know.
Okay, I like that. That's great. But seriously, I think that Young and the Restless is definitely not going anywhere.
Right.
And I think you're going to see, you've got strong shows still on the air, and these shows, like I said, if you don't want your show taken off, you better be vocal about it.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure the networks know that you want your show. And There's ways to do that. Number one, you have to watch them. Number two, you
Absolutely.
have to, remain involved. And like CBS.com has a comment line. And Young and the Restless is really good about paying attention to what their viewers are saying. So you need to go on their comment line and tell them what you like.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to see on the show? Do you want to see more of a certain character? Do you like this storyline? You don't like that storyline? They definitely pay attention to it. So you can also write to the producers at Young and the Restless.
I agree.
Which is 7800 Beverly Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 90036.
There you go.
Young and the Restless. And you can write to them and tell them what you like, what you don't like. I mean, and it's like, okay, for instance, my daughter, it's because Elizabeth Hendrickson plays my daughter on the show. She's a great actress. She's amazing.
Right.
And when and in real time, she's about the age of what my daughter would be because I had my daughter all those years ago.
All right.
I've been on the show, 31 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in the beginning, my daughter was there. Then they sent her away to school, right? And she was gone for years. And every time I would see people, or any event I would do, or people would write in, they always say to me, "When's your daughter coming back? Where's your daughter?" And I kept telling them, "You want to see something, you need to let the producer, you need to let the show know.
Exactly.
Let them know what you want." And they did. I mean, they finally did, and the show finally, I'll never forget. And they called me and said, told me that my daughter was coming back and that who was going to be playing her. Elizabeth was already on the show
Right.
as this character of Chloe, and then they decided to make her my daughter, which was thrilled about. And it was a big surprise. Nobody knew.
Yeah.
Great.
And a few more quick questions, but I definitely have to say, Kate, that the current storyline that Chloe is in, oh my God, heartbreaking,
I
and
know.
heartbreaking
My
again.
granddaughter's gone now. So
Yeah.
sad. There's a lot of sadness.
And you're right about the longevity of soaps, because to me, in my opinion, Kate, that we see from you guys are tremendous. Acting 101 should be taught by you guys, and it's a hard grind, right? It's I had the pleasure of interviewing Mr. Eric Braden a little while ago, and
okay.
He would always, and he was talking about just the simple fact that it is a day-to-day. It is a day-to-day grind. Sometimes they'll call you and they'll need you on set immediately, so you kind of have to drop what you're doing and rush over there on occasion, right?
Yeah, well, that can happen. I mean, things change. A nighttime show will take a week to shoot an hour.
Right.
We shoot an hour in one day.
Yep.
So it's very, very fast. And, we have like 80 pages a day to do. I just did a film, actually a film with Katie Holmes called Miss Meadows that should be out in the spring, I hope, spring, summer. And before that, I was in a race with Aaron Eckhart and Hysteria. And to do a film, it's really interesting because we'll do a half a page, and it takes them all day to do a half a page.
Mm-hmm.
We do 80 pages in one day.
Wow.
So, and sometimes you'll have maybe 20 of those pages. And there's a lot of lines, and you have to know your lines, and you get one take. You better, it better not be because of you that they have to take it over again. You know what I'm saying? I'll never forget, like one day, and this was years ago. In fact, I remember the scene like it was yesterday. I was walking out of the house. Mrs. Chancellor was there. I was walking out with my daughter, so that's when she was little.
Mm-hmm.
I was holding her hand, and they decided it was like 3 minutes to 6 o'clock, and we were gonna that day. At that time, the day ended at 6. Or if it didn't end, you went into overtime, and that cost them a lot of money.
Right.
So they decided to change the few lines at the last second. So we're just about to do that scene, and then they said to me, "Oh, by the way, Kate, instead of saying that, say blah, 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 blah." And I was like, "What? What did they say?" And then it was like 5, 4, 3, 2, and I go, "Oh my God! I mean, please, I hope I don't screw this up, because if I had screwed it up, it would have cost them to go into a meal. They had to break at 6 for a meal and then come back, and that's overtime and a lot of money."
That's
So
right.
fortunately, I did it. And it was like, okay, that's a wrap, and he was like, oh, yeah. So like what you said to us, it's so true. I mean, people don't realize when people put soaps down and put soap acting down, I really get angry.
Right.
Because there have been people that have come on our show that are great actors and they're fabulous actors, but then they can't handle it. They can't handle that they have to do that many pages and it's so fast and they get one try.
Right.
They're shocked. They're shocked.
Yep.
They're film actors or they're primetime actors. They come on. They go, well, what do you mean we only get? Don't I get to do it again? Go, no.
No.
And they're shocked.
Has it always been like that?
Well,
From
it
the
wasn't
start?
always like as bad. There used to be that you had time and you had more time, not as much as you do at night at primetime shows, but you were able to have, take the show, they would do the scene several times to make sure it was really, really good. And but with budgets now and money, the way things are, in every
down to
business,
money.
That's right.
Yeah.
It all goes down to that. And so we used to have cue cards. We don't have that anymore. There's all kinds of things we used to have that we don't have. And so you look at that and still, even after all of that, Young and the Restless is so fabulous and so incredible.
Yes, it is.
Because of, the writers and the directors and the sets and everyone, what they do day in and day out, and they can do it so fast like that, and it still comes out to be that incredible. So I think people should take a look at that. And I get angry when they put down daytime.
That's right.
I really do.
That's right.
Well,
I'll have a question, and Aaron, you go ahead and have a question before we let Miss
50.
Kate.
I know.
we
This
Miss
is
Kate
you're
Linder
gonna have
go,
to
so we-
clap that Kate
You got
because
me started. You guys got me started.
and as we should, because from now on, I'm going to start calling you the legendary.
Oh my God.
Legendary.
that goes without saying.
I
Hello.
I feel like you've earned that right. I mean, just from you being able to accomplish it. And what about before you ask your question, Aaron, let me ask you this real quick. Is all the young people that's aspiring to be the next Kate Linder, or a little bit in between of who their own particular passion and being inspired by you, all these people out there that's still acting, that gets discouraged by reality shows and the fact that TV time should be pretty much presented by the people that is actually really working hard to be able to fine-tune their craft. What do you say to those people that's still trying to get motivated, even though reality shows are dominating the airwaves now?
Well, for me, it's called show business for a reason.
Yep.
It's a business. It's a business of show, and you have to treat it as such. And it is a craft, and you have to treat that as such. I still go to class. I still go to acting class. I'm a singer and dancer. I still go to my dance lessons, my voice lessons. I continue to study because, this is what I love to do, and I want to be the best I can be. And the whole thing is, for me, is you just never give up. You never give up, and I call it working the program. So as long as you're studying and working hard, and you have to, see, working the program for me is like you're just going forward and not looking whatever the end result is.
Right.
Because if you're just working for that end result, that's not what it's about. It's you work as hard as you can and be the best that you can, and those things will come to you. But if you push for that, you almost like push it away. You know what I'm saying? It's like when someone can't find a girlfriend or a boyfriend and they're trying too hard, kind of thing.
Right.
And it's if you just sit back and sometimes you have to let things happen. I'm not saying you don't work hard. You have to work really hard. It's a hard profession, and you have to want it more than anything else.
That's
for me. Because, I didn't have there was no one in my family to help me. I didn't have anyone in, though they were supportive, there wasn't anyone in my family that was in the business. So it's been difficult. It's like, one step forward, 3 steps back. And I still feel that for me. I just keep working and working and working. That's what you have to do.
There you go. The words by the legendary Kate Linder. You have to pay attention, people.
Oh, my goodness.
Aaron, go ahead and ask your question before we let this beautiful young lady go. And let me say this again. I know, Aaron, you want to say something too, but hey, you know what? For you being on YNR and you doing all the things that you do for 30 plus years, I don't know what fountain of youth you've actually dipped yourself into.
See,
but
you're already reading my mind, Brand.
As gorgeous as you are and continue to be, just seems like you haven't changed one bit since you debuted on that show. So I just had to say that just because I think you're beautiful.
Oh my gosh!
And because you're telling the truth, she doesn't look like she's aged at all.
I'm just saying.
Oh, I so appreciate that. You have no idea how much that means to me. It means a great deal, and I so appreciate it. Thank you.
Aaron, go ahead and ask your question, because, again, I can talk to Kate all day, but go ahead.
So can I, and that's the thing. I was wondering, I heard that there's supposed to be an announcement, I guess, on Friday of this week. Can you spill the beans?
About what? What announcement?
There's supposed
about
to be
what?
a Young and the Restless announcement. So I've read. Or is that just something to, in the media?
I don't know about what that is. So when you find out, you better tell me.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
I have.
That means Bran, you have to give me her number. Ha ha. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know what that is. What kind of announcement?
I don't know. I read that there was going to be some online. I don't know where it was, but
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I have no
when
idea,
I find out,
so
I'll be sure to let you know.
Yeah, you can
Okay,
tweet.
I hope it's.
You can tweet Kate Linder. You can tweet Kate Linder on Twitter because she's very active on social media.
Yes.
So
At
follow.
Kate Linder, I am.
Exactly.
I
Follow
like
this young
Twitter
lady.
better than Facebook, so
See, look
I'm
at
very active.
very. See, that's why you've gotten a follow from me and from the staff as well. And of course, you can go to katelinder.com. And of course, we've been saying it tonight, and we'll continue to say it throughout our show, that she is the host, the beautiful host of the second annual Opportunities High Tea in Toronto, Ontario, December 8th, which is coming up around the corner. So make sure you go ahead and get your tickets. Go to katelinder.com. She has all the information that's attached to the very, very special charity event that is hosted by her, which also has Kristen LeBlanc, who plays Michael Baldwin, Jess Walton, who plays Jill Abbott, and Marco, let me make sure I pronounce this right, Dapper?
Yes, Dapper.
Who plays Carmine Basco from Young and the Restless.
Yeah,
Basco.
he's a bad guy. Yeah.
Bad
guy. And then we have Patty and George, head of hair and makeup, and they're going to be auctioning off a makeover, which is, they do it right there.
Wow.
Right there. What? It's great. It's great. Yeah. And we have all kinds of other great auction items. Christian is an artist, and he usually auctions off some of his work. And Patty actually is also an artist, and she has incredible things that she's auctioning. We just have great, great things. Not to mention, it's just a great day, and it's a beautiful Royal York. I mean, it's fabulous there. And you're going to be able to pick up, gifts for the holidays. And we have a whole, another thing we're going to say, we have a huge
auction.
Oh yeah, because we have also Young and the Warner Marketing. We have Young and the Restless items that you can't get anywhere, and they're there as well.
Excellent.
Yeah, so that's really, really good too.
Well,
it's just a great day.
Temptation is going to make me book a flight out there. I'm telling you, Kate.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I would like that.
Well, you'll be booking
I would
too,
really
Brand.
like that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Brand, you need to come out. You too, and you both need to come there. And that's a good idea.
I've been watching Young and the Restless since I was 3. So
hey,
you guys have been.
From the tea.
Huh?
Absolutely.
You've been watching since you were 3. Is that what you said, Erin?
Yes.
That's great. That's great.
Well, I'm going to look forward to discussing and talking with you a lot more. So I will definitely make sure I let your team of people know that the moment I touch down and come out that way, then
you mean we?
Excuse me, we will make sure that we'll have to do that. And Kate, I appreciate you for taking the time to hang out with us. Please do not be a stranger. You will see us right around the corner really, really soon. And since we're both in California, we definitely have to connect immediately. And again, not just happy holidays to you, and can you pass it on to the YNR team and the staff, from everyone, from all the actors and actresses to, everyone else, the producers and things. But just know that I really, really appreciate what you're doing and the charity work that you guys are doing, and it needs to be out there more and discussed more for every woman, man, child to appreciate that there is people that give back from the bottom of their hearts. So thank you, Kate.
Well, thank you both. I so enjoyed it. I loved spending this time with you guys.
I so love you to death. Do us part. Okay. Thank you so very, very much for calling in, and I'm going to be awake for a week because I can't believe this just happened.
Aw, so great.
While we're pinching ourselves, Kate, don't be a stranger. I will be tweeting and supporting you, of course, and you'll see me a lot on Twitter. I'm following you, so just FYI.
Good, and I'll retweet that for you guys. So just put at Kate Lindor, and then I can retweet it too. So.
The legendary Kate Lindor. We have to make sure we
oh my goodness.
Don't leave the most important part out.
Exactly. Kate, blessings to you. Happy holidays, sweetheart. Tell your family as well.
Too.
Blessings to you.
We love you. Both of you as well. Love you too.
Thank you for listening to the #1 radio station for the people.